the second gear each time. We gotta stick this engine into this Team-Losi. A brand new engine. Nothing like it. Looks beautiful. First fire time. Will this Losi LST with a .28 Dynamite start? Let's do this.
You think that you're better?
What's up, NitroGang? This is a Team-Losi LST2, and this is a Nitro World Order restoration project. In the past couple videos, you saw me do a lot of work on this Losi. Mainly it was just to do with the electronics, replace the battery pack, verify the servos, everything works, replace the power switch. Check out the previous video to get the full updates. The next project was to get this brand new Dynamite .28 into this beast. And so far, it's in here, so I guess you could say problem solved. The end of this video. See you later. That's just a joke. Guess what? The motor is not fully bolted in. This is an HPI Savage 25 motor. I'll give you a small update. It was missing the entire rear backplate assembly, the one-way bearing, the pull start or the rotor start, whatever you want to use. So I decided to just tell the owner, Chris, just get yourself a brand new Dynamite .28. This is the cheapest, best alternative if you're looking for a replacement engine. This thing on Amazon sells for like $100 or $10 or so. Here's the box that the Dynamite came with. In case you're interested, I'll show you some of the specs. It's a .28, 2.9 horsepower, inlet ports 4+2, so it's a 6-port plus 1 outlet port. Technically, I guess you could call this a 7-port motor, which is pretty great because I remember the Offner Hyper 8-port at the time. Maybe it was the Hyper 7-port, I don't know, but that thing had a lot of ports. In terms of comparison to what you can expect in terms of power, this .28 size engine, 2.9 horsepower, is identical to the horsepower rating on this brand new HPI Savage X4.6. More on this truck later. For now, we gotta stick this engine into this Team-Losi. And we're gonna hit that 2-speed baby. You know what's gonna happen then. I did not record the entire process because it really just would have taken forever. But I do have the final finished product here. The clutch bell is mated. I swapped the flywheel from the Savage motor. Even that gave me problems. I took a couple pictures along the way. So I'm just going to put some pictures here and do a small narration. And then we will stick this thing in here finally, bolt it up, and hopefully we'll do a first start and break-in on this thing. It might seem like a direct swap of clutch bell parts, but it wasn't as easy as I expected. Even the basics like the collet on the old HPI engine was a completely different size than the one this Dynamite comes with. Although the crankshaft is identical length, the entire clutch bell accessories, including the clutch nut, I could not use another one. It's a specific style that goes only with the current flywheel on this engine. Even removing this old flywheel was not easy. I had to put a lot of WD-40 in there into the threads, and then I had to use a heat gun for a while. Eventually, tapping the flywheel with a hammer and a screwdriver did make it come off. I've done a good amount of work so far. I got the clutch bell fitted, had a couple problems there with the clutch bell, but it's no big deal. And now, the main thing is to put on this engine mount onto the new Dynamite motor. I still have the original engine mount on this HPI, and notice I have the cooling head off of the motor. Well, I bet you're wondering why. Well, it seems you cannot get the engine mount screws to go in because guess what? This is the tool I have to use, right? Key would have to be on such a big diagonal to account for the way that this cooling head sits on top of the motor. So don't think you're just going to get a motor, swap it in, boom, bang, there you go. No, I had to do a whole bunch of messing around first with this clutch bell, with the flywheel, whole bunch of problems. This is a piston locking tool, so oftentimes to remove the seized flywheel, you have to put this in there and basically just make sure that the piston does not move. You gotta have tools like this, guys, but at this point I have to remove the cooling head, so I figured why not record it, you know, take a look inside, maybe both of these motors. Let's try to do this old HPI one first. Now we already know that it's missing parts, right? So it really doesn't matter what we're gonna find inside. but we'll just take a look. It's actually in a pretty good condition. But this is no indicator whether it'll have compression or not. There could be very minimal scoring marks. It could still have massive compression losses, but as I see it, the way it sits here, it looks fine. Of course, it's just really comes down to cost effectiveness of replacing parts. Could this motor have been restored? More than likely, yes. On the other hand, these Dynamite 0.28 motors are significantly better. They idle good, they run good, and they are just extremely inexpensive. They come with a pull start. This, I was missing a whole bunch of stuff here. So now, let's remove the cooling head on this one. I already have it unbolted. We'll just take a look. I already added some 3-in-1 oil, in case you guys were wondering. You saw previously in the pictures. Yep, a brand new engine. Nothing like it. Looks beautiful. By the way, as you're working on motors, there is no glow plug for some reason that this Dynamite didn't come with. But anyway, make sure that your piston there is not at the top of the stroke. Mine is as close to bottom dead center as possible. These motors have so much pinch at the top of this sleeve that it really is pretty difficult to spin it over. But there it is, guys. I am going to stick on these engine mounts, and then hopefully this motor will go back onto that Losi. I have it sitting there on the side, right next to my disaster T-maxx. Oh, what is that? You're looking at a Revo? You want to see a good car, don't you? Well, this is a Revo 3.3, baby. Losi XXXNT. I could go down the line, but I think we're going to save these goodies for a couple other videos in the future. Since this is a brand new engine, it's a little bit cold outside. I decided to preheat it a little bit with this heat gun. Typically, I do not do this to brand new, budget type engines because they really just don't need it. They tend to start just fine. This is just a good method. A lot of pro racers do this. It will make it easier to start up and do a first fire. Of course, using an engine heater separately, not like what I'm doing, is probably ideal. But this will also do the job. I don't need to get this thing to 200 degrees, nothing crazy like that. I just need it to be, I would say about 150 should be adequate. Radio system is on. Everything seems to be working correctly. Now we just gotta start this thing up. Okay, I feel a good amount of compression in there now. I can tell that the fuel has made its way into the motor. That is what you call a good, nice idle, baby. Let's check out that famous Team-Losi reverse. Forward works. That's right. We're gonna operate a third channel. Reverse. Reverse, baby. Back to forward. That's right, beautiful. Back to reverse. Back to forward. Wow, very good engagement, very good. And that's all there is to it, Nitro Gang. Engine swap? We just rehabbed a vintage Nitro monster truck. This is what the hobby is all about. The break-in, highly important. I am going to do most of it off camera because it's basically just a bunch of idling with like small throttle blips every now and then. There's many styles of break-in methods. The one I use is basically what's recommended by every Nitro RC enthusiast other than people who actually race their engines. This is more or less just an idle and a heat down, heat up cycle. You do about 6 or 7 of them. If you want the exact details, just follow the Traxxas break-in method and you really cannot go wrong. Thanks.
You think you know me?
Yeah, baby! The break-in is fully completed. Everything is perfect, just as planned. And now, it's really the test of the 2-speed baby. We already know the reverse works. I've already checked the high and low transmission gear ranges. They're awesome, but will it shift? Let's start her up and hit that 2-speed. Let's do a couple high RPM runs with this thing. We got a good amount of road here in front of us. Let's see if we can get it to shift. 2-speed, baby, hit it. We want to hit it on the way back. We want it to look cool. 2-speed, baby. Shift, beautiful, perfect. Let's do it again. 2-speed, baby. 2-speed, baby. Hits the second gear each time. 2-speed, baby! Runs nice and straight too, surprisingly for such a giant monster truck. 0.28 engine, baby! Engine is running nice and cool. I can safely touch it. 0.28 Dynamite engine, guys. Super reliable. Get yourself one. Nitro.
I don't want to hear this once a day. Come on, let's get big. Come on.